In today's episode of Food Basics Reinvented, I'm gonna take you to my backyard where we're gonna have fun grilling the most incredible smoky beer can chicken. And if you taste this beautifully seasoned and crispy skin along with the super moist chicken meat, you would know that this is a meal fit for a king. Stay tuned. First off, let's talk about seasoning. Why? Because seasoning is what's gonna give the chicken its savory flavor and will help the skin becomes crispy and delicious. Let me show you how I make the most delicious dry rub that I have crafted over years specifically for seasoning beer can chickens. Get a medium-sized mason jar and mix 1/3 of a cup of kosher salt without using your hand as a spice funnel for making things less messier, with 1/3 of a cup of freshly ground black pepper, followed by 1 teaspoon of paprika for color and a little bit of flavor, and 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of granulated garlic, half teaspoon of chili powder for some heat, 1 teaspoon of dry mustard, and finally add 1 teaspoon of brown sugar for a little bit of sweetness. Now close the mason jar and start dancing. Give the rub a good shake, 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 dance, dance, dance until everything is well blended. Put the dry rub on the side and let's check on the chicken. I have here a beautiful 3.5 pound farm-raised organic chicken that's so delicious. Our first mission is to season this chicken with the most amazing rub. To do that, pat the chicken dry with a kitchen towel to make sure it doesn't have any moisture on the skin. Then get rid of any excess skin using a sharp knife. Add a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil on the chicken and massage. This oil will do 2 important things. First, it will glue the dry rub to the chicken, and as the chicken cooks, it will crispy the skin to make it even more delicious. Put some seasoning on a plate or just use the mason jar lid as a plate if you're lazy like me. Start by seasoning the cavity, and that's very important, but excuse me, the freshly ground pepper is so strong. Anyways, season the cavity because you want every bite inside and out of the chicken to be super delicious, and that's exactly what this rub is gonna do. Then sprinkle the rub all over the skin to season the entire bird. Start with the back and then flip to season the front, which is gonna be your presentation side when the chicken is cooked. Unless you're one of those who prefer to serve the chicken flipped, then you can really do whatever you want. Be generous with the rub and don't be afraid to over-season. It's gonna turn out incredibly delicious. Season all the nooks and crannies because the areas that are not gonna be seasoned will be bland and will not be crispy as the other areas where seasoning has been done properly. When the chicken is prepared, get a 12-inch or larger cast iron pan like this one, and buy yourself a beer can rack for $2 from any dollar store. This beer can rack is very cheap, and you can always get a more fancy $70 beer can rack and tray, but believe me, those pricey options will not save you any time and will not make the taste of your chicken any different. The bird will not need more than half of the beer can to cook beautifully. It actually needs less. So when I open the beer can, I always like to drink half of it before starting. And I'm not telling you to do so if beer is not your thing. Just try to try to minimize waste as much as you can. That's it. One of the issues you're gonna notice when you make this recipe is that the opening on the beer can is too small for the beer to evaporate and steam the chicken from inside. To resolve this problem, place the beer can on the rack and then use a can opener and fully open the can from the top, and this little trick will make your chicken 10 times more tender and flavorful. Now sit this amazing bird down on the beer can. Flip those wings to the back because they will burn and you don't want them to show on the presentation side. It also makes the chicken looks like as if it's relaxing or hanging out, which makes it totally cute. One last tip I'm gonna tell you that I've learned over time. If the bird is large, it will most likely touch the lid of the grill if you're using a Weber kettle. I don't like that, so what I always do is that I get a piece of aluminum foil and use it to close the neck opening. And what that does is that it protects the chicken from touching the lid. Then all the steam from the beer can will be trapped inside the bird cavity, which will make the chicken super moist from inside. Also, keeping the moisture away from the skin makes it remain dry during cooking and become crispy when the chicken is grilled. Now it's time to fire up the grill and start the action. I'm gonna use today my Weber kettle and I'm gonna set it for indirect cooking. Fill a chimney starter with 80 briquettes and use lighter cubes to start the fire to make it easy for yourself. Once the briquettes are lit, place the grill baskets one on each side and distribute the lit briquettes equally between the baskets. If you're a perfectionist like me, use a charcoal shovel to level the lit briquettes and make everything looks neat, or just save yourself some time and proceed to grilling without doing this step. Place the grill grates back on the grill and think of what else you can do to make this chicken smell and taste amazing. Yes, wood chips, and you guessed it right. Get 4 pieces of hickory wood and place 2 on each side. These wood chips will smoke as soon as you place them on the fire, and they will add an incredible layer of smoky flavor to your chicken. Some people like to use fruit wood because it's more subtle, but trust me, hickory is the right wood if you want a mind-blowing flavor on your chicken. Close the lid and let the grill heat up for 5 to 10 minutes, which is very important, and then go and get the chicken from the kitchen. Place the chicken on the grill. And if you wish to monitor the temperature to make sure everything is under control, use a grill thermometer and put the probe at the thickest part of the breast or the thigh without touching any bone to avoid false readings. Close the lid and set the alarm temperature. A properly cooked and safe to eat chicken should reach at least 165 degrees Fahrenheit. But because we have another step in the middle, I'm gonna set my thermometer to 100 degrees and wait for the chicken to half cook. During this time, which is gonna be about 45 minutes, get some creamer potatoes, which are waxy red and yellow baby potatoes that are perfect for roasting. If you don't have those, you can always use any kind of potatoes you have and you would still get amazing results. Split the potatoes in half and then place them on a baking sheet. Remove the leaves from 5 to 6 fresh thyme sprigs, then chop them to release full aroma. Use the side of the knife to crack 4 or 5 garlic cloves and place them on the baking tray. Add a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil on the potatoes, followed by a 1/4 cup of melted butter. If you've watched any of my other videos where I made potatoes before, you would have noticed that I love to add melted butter on the potatoes because it caramelizes and gives the potatoes an amazing flavor. Now, sprinkle the fresh thyme and season with some sea salt and freshly ground black pepper. But that's not everything. If you really want to take these potatoes to a whole new level, sprinkle some granulated garlic on the potatoes and you will thank me later. And trust me when I tell you guys, these potatoes will turn out so delicious and will go very well with this beer can chicken. Mix everything with your hand to combine all flavors, then put the potatoes on the side until the temperature of the chicken hits 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Open the grill and look at this color. Amazing. Use a large spoon and distribute the potatoes around the chicken on the cast iron pan. You guys might think I'm being too detailed, but believe me, one of my friends placed the potatoes on the grates because I didn't tell him that he needs to put the potatoes on the pan around the chicken, not on the grates. Add the remaining butter, close the grill, and wait until the thermometer hits 165 or 170 degrees Fahrenheit. This time, you're gonna wait about 30 minutes, which is the exact time the potatoes need to cook to perfection. Open the lid and look at this beautifully grilled chicken and properly roasted creamer potatoes. This is not just grilling, guys. It's fun and a symphony of flavors for those who appreciate delicious food. Now take the chicken and the potatoes back to the kitchen, then remove the aluminum foil. And leave the lady to rest for 10 minutes before carving, and the flavor will be 10 times more exciting. During these few minutes, we can decorate the potatoes with some fresh parsley leaves, which will add more color to this amazing meal. And there you have it, guys. The most amazing beer can chicken with super tender and moist meat and crispy skin with a layer of hickory wood flavor. If you want to know how to carve this chicken and serve it in an incredible way, stay tuned, and I'm gonna show you in one of my upcoming videos how to carve and serve any bird like a professional chef. I hope you like this episode. Please try this recipe and tell me your opinion in the comments below or on Food Basics Reinvented Facebook and Instagram pages. Please subscribe so you don't miss any of my new videos. Thank you so much for watching. Bon appétit!